job ain't finished. The job ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news. I'm your host, Nick Athan, alongside my partner, Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports. Check out his show every Saturday at 6 o'clock on his YouTube channel, Bowtie Sports. Appreciate all the work that you do behind the scenes, buddy. Hey, before we get started on today's show, we got some breaking news for the Chiefs and as prepare for the Houston Texans on Saturday. Let's roll tape on our sponsors. Let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself or a self-employed group or a small business family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Next up, the guys at Resell Electronics. Roll tape.
Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Noland Road at 1214A South Noland Road and down on 40 Highway Noland Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resell with a C, electronics.com.
Resell.
Now, our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have as part of the Chiefs Blitz family, that is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the Pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered. All right.
Nick, what else do the fans get when they put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz?
Well, they get an opportunity to play not only NFL, but they can play golf, they can play hockey and NBA. There's all sorts of great things, and it's available, as we mentioned, in these 33 states. And what's great about this is it's a lot of fun, and it's easy to use. And as Hense will attest, when it comes to technology, I am probably the worst student that he's ever had in trying to teach him how to work the computers or apps. And it's pretty simple for me. So it's a great game. We love it. They got a special this weekend. And their pick'em segment, they're going to give you basically Patrick Mahomes for free. And make sure when you sign up, you use the promo code Chiefs Blitz.
That does seem like a pretty makeable number for Patrick.
I think it's pretty establishable. Now, see, the thing would be, would it be on the first snap or the second snap or the third snap?
All I know is giving you training wheels, guys. Give me your training wheels, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your start.
Thanks, Mango, man. And maybe throw that up, or Hense throw that up again. Exactly what you also do get: free picks, free first time deposits,
easy peasy.
So you
$1,000 in bonus cash.
You do get some bonuses in terms of using the Chiefs Blitz promo code.
And they have some other specials too. They have like these pools where they're giving away a lot of cash. I mean, big dollars that you can join in depending on when you start to play your game in preparation for the NFL this weekend. It's pretty cool. I think it was a 400,000 pool and a 300,000 pool, which is really great. Again, you get the $1,000 bonus cash potentially if you deposit and get started. So, hey, again, they're a great sponsor. We love them. We appreciate their trust in us. Mm-hmm. And again, that's underdogfantasy.com, code Chiefs Blitz. And for all the Chiefs Blitzers that sign up, I will be giving away on a monthly basis to one new subscriber one of my items of my stuff in the background here and in the drawers and in the cabinets and the cupboards. I'll be giving away something every month for we'll do a random drawing. So we appreciate everybody there.
All right.
Whoa. With that said, let's get right into the let me see. Breaking news.
Sure. More breaking news. Oh my goodness. On a Friday. Let's go. Put that baby to work.
All right. The team captains have been announced for Saturday's matchup in Kansas City in the divisional round against the Houston Texans. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, tight end Travis Kelce, defensive tackle Chris Jones, linebacker Nick Bolton, long snapper James Winchester, and kicker Harrison Butker. Look at those guys, man. They're ready to go. Patrick's always smiling.
Like a family picture.
Travis has got a serious look on his face. I think he's ready to roll.
Yeah.
And those looks captains. Like he just walked off of Savile Row.
He did. Hey, the biggest breaking news of the day. We kind of thought about this and we kind of maybe didn't think about it. Hello. Andy Reid has decided that Joe Thuney will be the starting left tackle for the Chiefs in the AFC Divisional Round against the Texans. That's per Jeremy Fowler.
I trust Andy Reid.
Mike Caliendo will be guard.
I want to check with Nick's source. I believe you may be the only one in the country that says Thuney.
Thuney, sorry.
So I don't know. Maybe do you have a source inside the building? Maybe maybe he prefers that.
I don't know. It is. Yeah. Is it Tooney? Sorry, my bad.
I think it's been since he came in the league.
I said Tooney too. I'm guilty of that too. I said Tooney, but it's Tooney.
I'm just trying to teach my child pronunciation.
But it doesn't matter. You know why? Because he's at left tackle now. I told y'all he's gonna be at left tackle. I told you.
Hey, Coach
I
knew.
told you.
Of course.
Reid,
don't break your arm, patting yourself on the back.
I'm gonna keep doing it. Damn it, because I called it. But hell yeah, it's a good one.
Yes.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that'll get you an extra pick on underdog.
Underdog. So some other news: the running back Joe Mixon ankle and linebacker Aziz Al-Sher knee. Both are listed as questionable. They are expected to play Saturday. Mixon's injury is a culmination of a knee tweak he had a few weeks ago. Was out. He's not 100%, but he's going to give it a go. But obviously, the big Joe at left tackle. The Chiefs are
Big Joe
undefeated.
Big Joe
in his starts.
I like
it's a big reason why Patrick Mahomes the offense has been humming.
He kind of favors Jason Kelce in that picture.
Doesn't he?
Same body type, same number.
Yeah.
Like the Kelce we forgot about.
The Kelce we forgot about. Maybe we should do a side by side of that. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
This is big news for the Chiefs. I think Andy Reid did a terrific job in making this decision. It was the right decision to go. You go with the hot hand. If for those of us that remember the Marty Schottenheimer era, Rich Gannon came in and replaced Elvis Gerbach after he broke his collarbone and was lights out for the Chiefs. And what happens? Elvis Gerbach starts the wild card game against the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs lose, and Rich Gannon is like, ooh. And then the next year they get Steve Bono, and Rich Gannon was
Boner.
And Rich Gannon had an opportunity
at that time. Carl had an affinity for those ex-San Francisco quarterbacks.
He did, but you know what? He told me a story when he was the GM, and when I was back in my Warpaint Illustrated days. When it comes to the quarterback, he told me that one of his biggest regrets was not standing on the table, insisting that Marty play Rich Gannon in that playoff game. Because he was humming. He had this team something like 8-2 or 7-1 down the stretch. And Gerbach, the Chiefs had the bye week. They faced the Broncos, and they lost that game, I think, by 1 point. And there was a holding penalty that really kind of eliminated any chance for a go-ahead field goal in the fourth quarter. But yeah, that was one of his biggest regrets. The other one was signing Carlton Gray, for those that remember the old New York Giants cornerback who did nothing in a Chiefs uniform, but made $21.5 million.
He had a few of those though.
He did.
Wasn't there the line? Was it Wayne Simmons from Green Bay, the linebacker?
Yes,
he was like a Pro Bowler, annually. It seemed like in the NFC, and then he comes to the Chiefs and does it. We could probably do a whole.
He had some good ones. Dan
Salea
was pretty good. He was a pretty good undrafted or pretty good free agent.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, fellas. All I know is don't make the same mistake you did with Gerbach. All right, you go with the hot hand, the hot situation.
Yep.
And the tackles Big Joe is what he is. Big Joe is out there playing left tackle. You keep Big Joe out there.
And that's not normal, guys. That's not how most coaches operate. But
you keep Big Joe out there.
Yeah,
Big Joe.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes probably said, "You know what? I want Joe Tooney out there."
That's right.
The man spoke for himself.
The $1 million man himself.
Let's get right into the update. Go ahead.
All right, wide receiver Nico Remigio is expected now to continue as the team's primary kick and punt returner during the divisional round and potentially for the remainder of the playoffs. It's appeared we're not sure McCole Hardman is going to be able to return this season. Chances are low. When the Chiefs get to the Super Bowl, if they need another body, perhaps he might be available then. But at this case, it is Nico Remigio going to be the primary kick and punt returner.
It's his time, man.
It's his time,
man. It's his time, man.
He is under contract with the Chiefs next season.
Plenty of reps at the end of the season, and there's no miscues, no fumbles, anything like that. Mm-hmm. And I think he brought some juice to the return game. Yeah, maybe not quite as fast as McCole, but he seemed McCole always. You just never know when the ball's coming down what's going to happen, right?
You don't know, right?
You always envision that. What was it against Buffalo in the AFC Championship game where he fumbled inside the 10 and is like, "What do we do?" So, but it's happened many times. But no, great for Nico. Hopefully, he continues to do well with it and kind of sets him up for next season.
Yep. No, absolutely. Again, he's got one more year in his initial rookie deal next season, and we'll be interested to see. I think the next 3 games will be really big for him. In his opportunity next year. Again, the Chiefs have 4 wide receivers who are slated to become free agents. So
John made a good statement out there.
He did.
He did. Man, go ahead and
when Humphreys did a flying squirrel impression with Bonito against Denver, that had to hurt his chance of starting. Yeah, John, I agree with you. I also think I don't think his injury is healed 100%, and I think that more than anything else, I don't think the Chiefs feel comfortable.
Is that a wrestling move?
I don't know. It must be.
Wherever it was, he's the first one to demonstrate it.
Yeah,
he's the first one to demonstrate it.
I feel like Tooney got the starting job because we all know why he got this starting job. We all know what he did. It was the finger poke. It was the finger poke to the giant himself, and he took him out of the game. So honestly, that's the
forgotten
reason.
Kelsey brothers. What is why?
Let's get right into the other breaking news.
Wow! Holy, what's happening?
Breaking news on Red Friday.
Busy day. Busy. Look at that baby.
Love it. All right. Congratulations to us. 2,000 downloads of our podcast on Podbean. For those that don't watch it on YouTube, you can check it out on Podbean. Of course, you can also check it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and others. So we appreciate all the people who have downloaded and listened. It's a pretty big achievement for us. We're doing this grassroots. We appreciate everybody who's listening. And remember, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to make a contribution to help the wheels go round and round here, we would take those as well. But hey, it is what it is. We're here. It's Red Friday. I'm excited.
Yeah, playoffs are here. We've been talking about it since the Super Bowl.
Since last Super Bowl.
And now it's here.
Isn't that crazy? It's been 11 months since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. And it's gone by so fast.
Yeah, and the fact that they went 15-1, okay, 15-2, what you can say, whatever. But the bottom line is, leading up to that three-peat, to get 15-1, and basically the entire season being told by, I guess, untold number of experts that they don't look that good, or they're not quite winning games, the way they should. Or wow, I mean, are they really that good? What if they play this team? What if they play that team? Well, we'll see.
It's when to go home. So with that said, let's get right into facts.
Yes, sir.
What you have for us today?
All right. So we're breaking tendencies now. No, we're not. We're sticking with it. Strike up the band, Hensley. It's Friday. It's time for Fact or Cap, the division round edition. Yes, the best weekend in sports. You got the best 8 NFL teams going head to head. 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. And hey, on Sunday night, if I'm reading properly, we have the game of the century in Buffalo. Come on now.
Hell
what a
yeah.
great weekend. So of the 4 games, 3 are regular season rematches. All those teams have played one another before. I don't know that all 3 were blowouts. And the Chiefs typically don't win games in huge fashion, but you could say they handled them pretty well. Baltimore, that was like, I don't know, it was like a Mike Tyson fight. He came out, punched him in the face, and that was it. Derrick Henry goes 88 yards or whatever the hell it was.
King Henry.
Their first play from scrimmage, and it was pretty much done at that point. But,
that's right.
All right, so we'll look at each of these games in the form of a statement, and I guess we'll glean from your responses which way you're leaning. So start on Saturday. We'll do the Chiefs game last. So the other game on Saturday is going to be Washington at Detroit. So you got the rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, wins his first playoff game start on the road. Huge accomplishment for a rookie, looking for his second win in the same playoffs. And I think that might be the best start of any rookie quarterback to win 2 playoff games, especially on the road, their first season, of course. Couple aggressive coaches, right? Both these guys, both the Dans, like going for it a lot on 4th down. They'll roll the dice. They have no problem doing it. There's a good chance. I mean, we had talked, I guess, was in Chief Who? We were talking about the Kansas City-Indianapolis game that had gone with no punts. And that wasn't because everybody was going for it. It was because neither team could stop one another. But in this game, there's a chance that they just go 4th down. So the statement is this: Dan Quinn, not Dan Campbell. Fact or cap, Hensley?
We kind of lost you there, but I'm gonna go with.
I didn't get the question.
Hensley.
I'm gonna go with
Hey, are we there? Are we there? Are we good? Did we freeze up, or was that just me?
You froze up.
Okay. All right. So you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, repeat the question.
Okay. So the statement is this: Dan Quinn, not Dan Campbell, will make the 4th down call we'll be talking about on Monday.
Ooh.
Fact or cap? Hensley.
I think it's going to be I think he said Dan Campbell or what's his name?
Dan Campbell.
Okay, slow down. I'll do it a third time. Okay.
It was glitching on my.
It's glitching.
Dan Quinn, the coach of Washington, not Dan Campbell, the coach of Detroit, will make the 4th down call we'll be talking about on Monday.
Yes, because it's going to be a Daniel Doms that killed the game, killed the drive, and drained the clock. Go for it on 4th and 1. To kill the clock and ice the game and walk away the number 2 team in the NFL. So I'll say yes, that would be a fact.
All right.
I'm going to go the flip side. I'm going to go cap. I think I think the Lions head coach is going to make one of those mistakes in which we talked about in the 49ers game last year in the NFC title game. I don't think he can help himself. I think he's one mode, aggressive, and but I think I think he's going to make a costly error for his football team on was it Sunday or Saturday night?
Saturday night,
coach. Yeah. I'm gonna go cap the other way, man. I think Dan Campbell makes the right move, the right decision, and be very aggressive and knock out the young rookie and knock him off, man. I mean, he had this run, so I think Dan Campbell gets it done. So I'm gonna go cap.
All right, I'm gonna go fact because I just think Dan Campbell has kind of figured his team out even further if they go for it. Now, again, they're at home now. So those tend to go your way a little bit more. So I'm just going to say fact. Whether it's positive and negative, I don't know. It's probably going to be negative because I feel like Detroit's going to win this game. But we'll go cap on that one. I think Dan Campbell's going to make the key 4th down call. Okay, so next game, Sunday, early game. Rams traveling to Philadelphia. Of course, they played earlier this season, and Saquon dropped 256 on their heads and probably could have had more. You've got the Eagles' toughness, the West Coast team coming into weather. They're calling for snow there later this weekend. So Sunday afternoon, it could get pretty ugly. Versus the Rams' young defense, 9 sacks against Minnesota. They've had all these issues with the wildfires out there. They had to move their game to Arizona. So a lot of emotions going. So a lot of things are going against the Rams here, I guess is what I'm saying. And the fact that Jalen Hurts, the perception is that he's been struggling throwing the ball, whereas Matt Stafford is kind of an assassin. So the statement is going to be this. Jalen Hurts will quiet his critics and has a massive game passing the ball. Fact or cap, Hensley?
I would say that's a fact. I think the Eagles going to knock off the Rams. So I would say that's a fact. I feel like he's going to have a massive game against the Rams. So, yes.
Nick?
Cap. Not a chance. It's the Barkley show, and that's the only thing that I think is going to help them. I love the Rams defense in this game. So I'm going cap, 100%.
I'm going cap 1,000% because I believe in Stafford. I believe in Puka.
I'm not sure I believe in Stafford, but I'm just going to go.
What you mean? He's a Super Bowl quarterback. What you mean? Hurts the one ain't got a damn ring. I will go with Stafford.
Okay,
right,
so are they going to set the rings down at the 50-yard line and say because I have a ring?
That's right.
Yeah, they're all going to start at the goal line with 2 quarterbacks in there.
I hear what you're saying, but
I'm just saying, man. Yeah. I'm just saying.
But here's the thing. I guess that is that chip growing on his shoulder? Is AJ Brown going to be reading the book more than he's going to be catching passes?
So. Chapter 5.
We don't know, but I'll give Jalen the benefit of the doubt and say that he has a pretty big
chapter 5.
All right, so next game will be Sunday night, and evidently, again, I'm being told.
I got breaking news, guys, but I'll put it in the chat.
This is the game of the century. Okay, this is going to be the game. This should be the AFC Championship game. Hell, this should be the Super Bowl. We've got the 2 MVP candidates going toe to toe. Obviously, the Ravens,
Should've been
as I
Joe
mentioned
Burrow.
earlier, crushed them earlier this season. But again, we're going into uncharted territory for Lamar. The game's going to be played at less than 20 degrees. I don't know how much snow there's going to be. Again, their weather is similar to ours here. It's going to get really cold starting like tomorrow night. So it's going to be like 0, wind chill. I mean, it's going to be awful, right? So the other piece of this is because I want to kind of take this away from the 2 MVP candidates or look at it like the duos. So the statement is this: the duo of Josh Allen and Jimbo James Cook outduels Lamar Jackson and the King. Hensley, fact or cap?
Say it again. I was getting all this news, so say it again.
Okay.
The last part.
So the duo of Josh Allen and James Cook will outduel Lamar and King Henry.
I'll say that's a fact. I'll say Josh Allen and them gonna get this done. I feel like Baltimore is gonna be a shell of themselves after just beating up on the lonely Steelers. They're gonna go up in their snow globe and get they belt to butt. If you know what I mean.
You don't believe that.
Okay.
I believe it.
You advocate. So Hensley advocating corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Nick.
Called football boarding. I'm gonna say fact. I think the Bills are not going to lose 2 postseason games in a row at home like this against superior talent. They're going to find a way. So I'm going with the Buffalo and Josh Allen.
All right, Coach.
Man, I'm going with Lamar and King Henry, man. King Henry is known for the snow. He came from Tennessee. They ready. Lamar is ready. I think they go out there and they get the job done in a close nail biter. It was going to come down to King Henry.
Yeah, I'm going to go cap as well. I think Lamar Jackson and the King get this done. The defense will be the difference. But in terms of this particular statement, I think Lamar and Henry actually do outgain them, but they'll also win the game. So, All right. So finally, we get to the Chiefs game. Chiefs are -8 at home. I didn't mention the other lines. I mean, Detroit's like 9.5. Philadelphia's 6.5.
It's a lot of line.
Baltimore, I mean, I get it. They're -1. It's not a big deal. Pick them, but it's a big deal because you're in the divisional round and you're a home dog. That just doesn't, even though it's just 1 point, it just doesn't sound right. But here we are. So yeah, the Chiefs are 8-point favorites. Another big number. But and the Texans, I mean, they've been overlooked. They were overlooked in the wild card round. Everybody was assuming that Harbaugh was going to go in there, beat them. They were 3-point favorites. So they're being disrespected by being 3-point dogs. They win that game. They're going into Kansas City more than a touchdown underdog. Again, the narrative is that basically it's Kansas City walking through to the AFC Championship game, which is probably going to happen. But still, that's a big chip to be carrying on your shoulder.
Sure it is.
So the statement is this. All that said, this game comes down to a Butker field goal at the gun. Hensley, fact or cap?
I would say that's a cap. I don't feel like this is going to be a field goal walk-em-off game. I feel like this is going to be a straight blowout, straight awakening for the NFL because you poked the boogeyman. And that's what I'm going to say. So that's why I would say that will be a cap, Luke. A cap
All
on
right.
that.
Nick?
I'm going to go with cap too. I don't see this game being that close in the fourth quarter. I think as an example, I think this is going to be a very similar game to what we saw a few years ago in the playoffs. So no.
All right, Coach.
Well, statistically, it look like the Chiefs are going to dog walk the mess, the shit, whatever, out of the Texans though. But again, it's the NFL. You don't know. I seen the Giants do it to New England, so I'm have to go with cap on that one. I'm going with cap. I think it's gonna be a different ball game at the end.
Yep.
Did we lose Lou?
We there?
Yeah, you're glitching, buddy. Sorry about that.
That was a beautiful pause there.
Yeah, okay.
Very dramatic pause, actually.
Yeah, it was. It was the one.
Reflection.
It was our reflection pause. Yeah, it
Will
was.
Butker kick the game winner, or will he be irrelevant in this game in the Chiefs blowout? We just don't know, but we'll find out about
We'll
20.
So what was your call, Coach?
So basically, I'm gonna say it's not gonna be a walkout. It's gonna be Texas wins it, blows the Chiefs out, so it's different.
Shush.
Okay. All right, I'm going to say Cap as well. I mean, I could see it coming down to that. The Chiefs kind of being in the lead, and again, I don't think they consciously play with their food, but it just something happens,
man.
or they'll go into like a 2 or 3 drive lull. Well, they'll maybe make a first down, or they'll go 3 and out like 2 or 3 times in a row, and like next thing you know, they've been dominating the game and it's close. But I think the time off, the ability for the newer guys that join the team into the season that didn't go to camp with these guys can be a benefit, that all this time off. So let's say the Chiefs, I don't know if they cover the 8, but there's certainly I don't think it's going to come to a field goal.
Me either.
All right.
I don't think
Last
so.
one. And this is not part of fact or cap, or if it is, I'm going to put it in the form of a question instead of a statement, because I would just really like to hear what you guys have to say.
Let's have it.
So again, game of the century. These two guys, historical seasons for both. Everything's pointing towards this being like the early championship game. What happens to the loser of this game?
Good question.
How are they going to be looked at?
Good question.
What do you think, Hense?
Hense, you go first.
Well, I would say this. They all going to be looked at as the same. Just the same. It's just going to be like, they just lived in the GOAT's era. I don't think it's going to change anyone. It's going to change anybody from Barkley to this person that lived in George's era, or, Peyton Manning to Eli Manning that lived in Tom Brady's era. This is just Patrick Mahomes' era. These guys is just living in his shoelaces. And these guys, win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the outcome of their career. So I would say that. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I think for me, this is monumental for Jackson, who is, in my opinion, the best cheat code player in the NFL. He's the best fantasy player in the NFL, and it's not close. And he's doing things with the football running and throwing that I didn't think he was capable of doing. The pressure is all on him. If he loses this game, he went from the AFC Championship game at home to losing on the road a year later to the Buffalo Bills. And I think for Josh Allen, if he were to lose this game, I think the narrative of his failures in the postseason now extend from not only losing to the Chiefs, but now losing to the Ravens.
And also the Bengals too.
Yeah, I think exactly. The Bengals just wiped it clean.
Shout out to JB. Appreciate it.
And the weather is going to be very similar. The weather is going to be very similar to what it was for the Bengals game.
Yeah.
I think Jackson has more to lose, but I think if Allen loses this game, it's going to be devastating for the Bills fan base.
I think Jackson
either one loses, it's going to be awful.
I think
it will linger into next year.
I think Jackson losing his style play really never won the big game.
Never won a Super Bowl with a running quarterback.
Right. That type of style never will advance. So to me, it's going to be hard on Jackson, man, because that style doesn't win games, and that's the narrative. You get into playoffs, they figure you out because you're a one-dimensional guy playing that style, playing that way. I think Josh Allen doesn't really have a setback. I think he's okay, Josh Allen, you lost, okay, next year. I think Jackson's is different. I think now you got King Henry with you now, so there's no excuses. Like, you have what you need to get the job done. And I feel like everything is on Jackson this one. I think Jackson has to win this game.
In this day and age, if you have to pick a side, because quite frankly, I think Nick, you have it right. Is either the one that loses is just the narrative is just going to really be even worse. I don't know that you can pick, because this would be Josh's third straight divisional round loss at home. I mean, just let that swim around in your brain for a second. Now, I get it. Lamar's record isn't much better, but that's 3 straight divisional round losses at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Lamar loses, then again, it's like Coach was saying,
what else is new?
You had everything you needed.
You had everything, man.
King Henry there, you guys were unstoppable, whatever, and then you go up there and lay an egg.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be ugly either way. I think there's a ton of pressure on either of them. I mean, so I hope they both play loose because I want to see a really good game. But I just think, I mean, the pressure is like squarely on both.
Yeah,
it is.
Whether's going to be
a
loser is really going to take a step back in terms of just kind of like the legacy narrative. Right? All right, gang. That is going to do it for this week's the division round edition of Fact or Cap. And as you can see by that handsome young devil in your bottom right corner, Eric Haynes, he makes this thing go from day one.
If we lost Louisville,
that's a good pause.
All right, there's Mr. Eric Haynes. We appreciate Eric sponsoring that. Are we going to get breaking news?
I got it. So with that said, let's get right into the let me see. Dang, I lost Luke. Trying to put Luke back in here. Let's get right into the breaking news.
All right, the breaking news. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. The Tennessee Titans have ensured that the Kansas City Chiefs will never rip them off again in regards to any trades, as they are set to announce the hiring of Chiefs assistant GM Mike Borgonzi.
Congratulations,
as their
Mike.
next general manager. This is per Schultz report. Now, there's some reports that this deal is not done yet, but at the end of the day, it appears that he is going to be the guy. This is a terrific hire for Tennessee. I'll be curious to see what they do with the head coaching position. If he's insisted on maybe bringing somebody else in, I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm pretty sure that he had to agree to that. I believe, he's only been on the job, 1 year? Is that correct?
This was his first season.
Yeah, first year. So I doubt it. But Borgonzi has been with the Chiefs, 16, 17 years.
Oh, that's the question I was about to ask you, too. He's good then.
He's good. He's learned a lot from Brett Veach, and I think this is a terrific hire. The Chiefs are going to have to also be in a situation where they're going to have to hire a new assistant GM. And again, Steve Spagnuolo did interview with the Titans last year or the year before. I'm not really quite sure.
And Borgonzi is homegrown. I mean, he came up through. I remember when he used to do the scouting, like little piece during the draft. If he scouted the guy they had picked, I mean, they always go to him. Then he still does that, but when he was an actual scout out on the road, so.
Right.
He's
earned his way. Congrats for him again. The Chiefs will never rip off the Titans again. They did fleece them in 2 trades this past year.
Something to be said about the teacher-pupil thing, Nick.
Well, man, they're gonna bring. Hey, listen. He's a winning GM. He's gonna bring.
He's gonna be. He's exactly what they need for the dysfunction that they've had at the general manager position in Tennessee for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, congrats, Mike.
Do that mean he let Snead go and let Snead come back to home to Kansas City?
Snead. It's interesting that Snead just hired Chris Jones's the Katz brothers as his new agent. So there has been some talk that he wants out of Tennessee. Maybe with Borgonzi there, he can convince him otherwise. But they gave him a lot of guaranteed money, more so than the Chiefs are willing to offer. They will give up the Chiefs will earn the number 1 spot in the 3rd round as compensation. Everybody said, well, we don't want a 3rd round pick in 2025. We want it in 2024. Well, I dare say that this is a pretty good spot for the Chiefs. They'll probably draft at the end of the 2nd round and have the first pick of the 3rd round, which is pretty powerful.
I mean, where the Chiefs pick, that's like an extra 2nd round pick for them.
Yeah, exactly, for them.
Or a 2nd, 3rd round pick, either way you look at it. But it's basically, in a very good spot, and I think they end up getting good value. I don't know that anybody ripped anybody off. I mean, there's just, Steve wasn't healthy. The only concern that I have is that this is the same ownership group that fired or walked away from Mike Vrabel and then brought in a GM and fired him after 2 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope this works out.
And they get a new stadium as well.
I hope this works. I hope this works out for Mike. So yeah, congratulations.
I think it's just a visit.
Some news. Way to go, Mike.
Nah, that's great because his experience over there and his scouting, like his eye for talent too, is gonna do Tennessee wonders, man. I can see that, man. So
the coach,
congratulations.
Yep.
Congratulations to him, man.
Good luck, Mike. We're gonna miss you here in Kansas City, but you've got a little more work to do.
Yeah, there it is.
Pays off. So let's get right into story time with Nick. What you have for us today, sir?
All right. Well, I've been, as people know, I've been going through the process of eliminating some of my collectibles, and I try to collect things that are different, that aren't just football helmets and footballs and things like that. And so I had the opportunity over time to collect a set of golf balls, signed golf balls that have a lot of significant meaning to me. And the first one up here is the trio combination of
here it is. Go.
All right, there we go. All right, this is the second one. These are three icons that mean the world to me. Tom Watson, who is obviously Kansas City native and golfer. I caddied for Tom when I was 13 years old on four holes at the Kansas City Country Club. It was pretty great. I've seen him and met him over time. He's just a terrific Kansas Cityan, also a part-time owner, I believe, of the Kansas City Royals. Buck O'Neil, the legendary Buck O'Neil, probably the greatest player in my mind in KC Monarchs history. He was terrific. He was a great stable, and George Brett. And then these three, Marty Schottenheimer, Lamar Hunt, and Carl Peterson. If we all remember when Carl came on board after leading the Philadelphia Stars to 2 of 3 USFL champions, Lamar Hunt hired him. And what did he do? He brought in Marty Schottenheimer, got him away from agreeing to a deal with the San Diego Chargers at the time. I was living out near San Diego at the time, and they were pissed. But Carl came in, swooped him up, and after the Cleveland Browns let him go after the Broncos debacle. So Marty became head coach. Carl drafted Derek Thomas that year. Lamar Hunt had fans in the seats. It all worked out well. They didn't win a Super Bowl together, but at the end of the day, those three men had a lot to do with the success of the Kansas City Chiefs franchise. And I don't care what people say about Carl Peterson. He always treated me great. I've talked to him so many times since he left Kansas City. He has nothing but respect. He needs to be on the Chiefs Hall of Honor. I hope that happens in the next couple of years for his contributions.
He needs to be a guest on this here show.
Well, it's possible. We'll see. I'll certainly ask him, and maybe in the off season we're going to line up some interviews with some.
Has he done much media in Kansas City?
No, he really hasn't done much. I mean, he's a pretty private person, and he and his wife Lori they travel a lot, and all I can do is ask. So that's my story time for the week, presented by my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. If you need health coverage, she's your top source.
She's your top. Emily. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's get into the segment of the hour, and that is the Q. We want to see who fell, who went up to the top 6, who is it, who's at the top. Let's see. See right there, as you see the man hold the magic cube in his hand. He holds your players' hope and team's hopes right in the palm of his hand, and that is me, myself, in the cube. So let's get right into it, guys. This is the cube's top 6. Let me know if you guys agree. I'm going to show you the list here shortly.
I sure will.
We have the Chiefs sitting at now. If you look, you see why the people is upside down. The cube said those 3 teams will be falling out the playoffs. So let's get right into it. So we have the Chiefs at number 1, still sit there at number 1, chasing something that no one ever chased before. That is the 3-peat. They trying to get it done. They 2 games away. They on the verge of getting it done. Now you have the Washington Commanders. I know people in the chat, people around the internet, on the YouTube is going to criticize me, but it's not me. It's the Cube. the Cube said that the Washington Commanders are number 2. Now we have the Buffalo Bills. Yes, everybody say all Ravens are the number 3, or the Buffalo Bills. But I put the Cube put Buffalo Bills at number 3. Now, I know everybody says Saquon Barkley is, with the Eagles, he's showing all this, but I feel like Jalen Hurts would take them and have them there, sitting there in the end, facing off with the Commanders there at the end. Now, about the fallen teams, right? The Cube told me if you're gonna go pick some teams on fantasy, on underdog fantasy, hey, pick higher or lower. And it looks like these teams are falling lower, and that is going to be LA Chargers, Detroit Lions, and the Baltimore Weekend. Amazing thing that's going to happen. So there you go, guys. You're going to be the Chiefs facing the Buffalo Bills, Washington Commanders facing the Eagles. That's what the Cube said, not me. Don't criticize me. Don't come for me in the chat. What do you have to say, Nick?
I love your disclaimer, Hense.
You just said that was you early in the intro. That was you in the Cube.
Yeah.
You said you in the Cube.
I said
Well,
just
I think this is-
in the Cube, sir.
This is a quick synopsis of how this works.
Yes.
If the teams lose, that's the Cube. If the teams win, then it's our man Hensley.
There you go.
Yes.
That's kind of the way. That's kind of the way that goes.
Over the Cube, so.
Otherwise,
All
one
right,
of the
makes
more
sense.
confusing.
Let's-
one of the more confusing.
Yes, it's
segments
very
we
it's
do.
very confusing. All right, I'm going to go the Chiefs number 1. I'm going to go with. I'm just ranking them heading into the game. This is not my
Take your time,
prediction.
Nick. Take your time, Nick.
This is my prediction as they sit today on Friday before they play Saturday and Sunday. Number 1, Kansas City. Number 2, Detroit. Number 3, Philadelphia. Number 4, Buffalo. Number 5, Washington. And number 6, the Ravens. That's how I would do it.
All right, well, I'm gonna go. I hate to say it, I'm gonna go number Chiefs number 1. I'm gonna go Baltimore. I'm gonna go to Baltimore at 2. I'm gonna go 3. I know. I'm gonna go 3 Lions. I'm gonna go 4 Bills. I'm gonna go 5. I go 5 Rams. 6 Washington.
Okay. Well, just as I normally do, I'll just break the rules of whatever the hell we're doing. But okay, so I've got the Chiefs as my number 1 team, Detroit 2, Baltimore 3, Buffalo 4, Philadelphia 5, and the Rams 6. Coming into the weekend. I like what Jane Daniels is doing. I see, that he's doing things as a rookie that you don't typically see, just how cool he is, late game situations, they don't seem to impact him. He's always very even keeled. But I just thought that the entire team, though, they're good, and situationally they've won a lot of close games,
Right.
but they're not nearly as good as these 6 teams that I just rattled off. So KC, Detroit, Baltimore, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Rams.
What the Cube said, that was nice of you guys to join in. But hey, people asking in the chat. Let me ask the Cube. He said, "Hey, don't worry about how many times he been right. As long as it's the Cube list, it's together. It's all
Never
that
been right. It's been crumbling, man. Since the Cube been making the picks, the shit been crumbling.
But again, but speaking of your picks, what is your your hot stuff for lose best picks?
My two favorite games of the week are Philadelphia -6.5 and Baltimore -1. I just think I love the Rams. Rode them most of this year, and them winning that game in Arizona was huge. I think if I'm watching the game, I think it's more a function of Minnesota not quite getting to where they need to get, and just didn't play very well.
Now, was the Cube right about Minnesota? I'm just saying, was the Cube right about Minnesota?
I think maybe the Cube was right on that one. Yes. So
That
and
was one scratch off.
Coming east, play. The weather's going to play a factor. I don't care what anybody says about. Well, we're prepared for it. I just don't see it. A short week. They played Monday night. Philadelphia played, on Sunday. So a lot of things going against the Rams here. So I'm going to take Philadelphia, and then Baltimore. I don't know. I just see if Henry gets rolling, and there's no reason for me to think that he won't. I mean, he's one of the best playoff running backs ever to not go really beyond
unless he's playing the Chiefs,
the AFC Championship game. Exactly. But statistically, over time, I mean, he went in. They went into Baltimore with a bad, not a bad, but not a great Tennessee team, and kind of took them to the woodshed. So I just think it's just their year. Just don't see them doing it. The other two games, I don't have them ranked as high because I just not so sure. I mean, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't think there's any way they lose this game. I just don't trust them to cover the 8 points. I don't know. They could, but I'm not really sure of it. But if, gun to my head, I'm going to take the Chiefs -8.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cold in Kansas City. Windshield -10. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. So I concur.
The other game, Detroit, I think, where we're hanging with them from.
We lose. So let's go right into the that was the cue brought to you by
the San Francisco game last year. So
you can go. But let's get right into it. I think we need to loop back and forth. So why is Andy Reid so good after the bye week? Go ahead. When Lou kicks back in, he'll see what we talk about.
All right. Yeah. We're having a little issue with Lou, so hopefully he'll be back here soon. But for me, why is Andy Reid so good after bye weeks? It's an incredible stat. I don't even know what the number is now. Is it 18-5 or something crazy like that? One of our blitzers can throw it up there. But, I just think the extra time gives him time to really gauge, his football team, gives him a lot of time to look at film, a lot of times to dial up plays. And Andy has a pretty expansive playbook, and I think in the regular season we've only seen a portion of it. Andy's that's kind of how he's played: get to the regular season, win the division, and then dial it up a little bit, like they did during that 3-game stretch in 11 days, where the offense was a little bit different. And obviously, it had to do with the fact that the offensive line played terrific, gave Patrick Mahomes a lot of time to throw the football. But I just think he enjoys the extra time to be able to decipher, process, game plan. And he doesn't overthink, his stuff. He makes his mind up. He and Patrick designed the 15 or 20 first plays. And then after that, it's a matter of what he thinks they'll be able to do, and keep the offense juggernaut going. So, and I think this gives him time to let Spags cook in the kitchen and come up with a whole bunch of schemes that are going to stop the Houston Texans. But in this situation, his record after the bye week is really second to none. There's no coach that's even remotely close to what he has done in the bye week.
Absolutely. I think Andy Reid, like I said, in the bye week, Reid's a genius at dialing up, offensive plays to go against the opposing defense. He's just a genius at doing it. So they give Andy Reid more time to really dissect the defense. So he's just a genius at what he do. You know how to take defenses apart, and you give that man the extra time during the bye week. It's lights out.
There it is.
Out, man.
Officially. Thank you, Mango. 22-4 off the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll say Andy Reid, why is Andy Reid so good after the bye? I'd say because he takes coaching serious. He been they said like Travis Kelce said on Stephen A. Smith show. Andy Reid, he's barely see that truck leave. He don't think the truck ever leaves the stadium.
Right.
Andy Reid is always there. He's the first one there. He's the last one to leave, or if he ever leave, he probably got a cop to meet somewhere, land on the bed, land down on the bed somewhere, land. I'm telling you, this guy is always in there, the building.
He gets there at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
3:30.
Yeah.
He could stay till 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
Right.
He gets his town topic cheeseburger and he's off and running.
The damn topic cheeseburger. Yeah, but he's always off and running now. And that you gotta have the mindset of like, I want this, So he's that type of coach, like, hey, I'm gonna be the number one when it's all said and done. I'm gonna be the one that gets it done. And I feel like that's what Andy Reid is getting done. So that's the reason why. Is you back? Lou? Is Lou back in the building, or he just coming back?
I see his face, but he's still
Lou's still working hard. He's still working to get on.
His photos there, but we still don't have him live. So
it's working.
All right, we're working on that.
So with that said, and I feel like coming off the bye, this is going to be a great statement for Andy Reid. That's why I feel like this game is going to be, when it's all said and done, it's going to come down to, great coaching. Who's been here first? Andy
22-4. 22-4. That's huge.
Remember last year, everybody thought he was going to retire, and then he's the highest paid coach in the NFL right now. So,
with that said, would the cold weather impact the Texans on Saturday?
I checked the Gary Lezak forecast. And looks like it's going to be the temperature is going to feel like 10 degrees. It'll be about 20 at kickoff with 11 to 12 mile an hour winds. That's certainly going to be, I think, something that the Chiefs are far more equipped to deal with than the Texans, who play in a dome. A lot of their success, I think, last week against the Chargers was the fact that they were in a dome, and I think it's going to be very difficult for them to be successful. I think in that temperature. That's just my opinion.
I just think it's like this. It's going to play a big role against the Texans, yes, because the Texans are used to playing in this cold weather. Now it's not like -0, -5 out there. It's still like 22. So this is football weather. I mean, everybody that plays football should understand. Like when it gets to this part of the season, this football weather, that's what you got to have a good run game. And I feel like the Texans will be ready for it. I think the Texans understand what's going on coming here. I think honestly, it won't play a role for the Texans for real, because they still got Mixon out there. They're gonna really use him. So I don't think so. I think
0 degree, 10 degree wind chill factor is pretty balmy compared to last year. John, great comment. And again, Demetrio makes another good comment. He did play at OSU, the Ohio State, and so he's definitely used to that. Now I don't know. I haven't looked at the Texans schedule, how many cold weather games they had, but I think it does impact them. You get to that third and fourth quarter and your body's bruised and beaten and has been hit, and that ground's a lot harder. Even though the Chiefs heat the field, it's only so much that they can do, in that. Again, we're having some issues with Lou, so we apologize on that. But, I certainly think it's going to impact this game for the Texans. I think the Chiefs are saying, bring it on.
Yeah, the baby will fill in for Lou until he gets
sounds
off
good.
there. But other than that, man, I feel like with the cold weather be an impact. Yeah, if you play in the dome all year, half of the year, and now you got to come into this, cold temperature, playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Not just the Kansas City Chiefs, not in the weather, but you also playing that stadium that's up on you with all them fans yelling back and forth, the cold temperature. The Chiefs ain't got no, slouch over defense. They got a good defense. So that's going to be an impact. So I say all that plus the weather will be an impact for the Texans going forward. So, hey, when it's all said and done, weather doesn't matter. The Chiefs will find a way to get it done. So with that said, who will be the surprise MVP on Saturday for the Kansas City Chiefs? Nick.
Tony.
There he is. So you think Tooney's going to be the surprise?
Hell yeah, Tony's going to have to deal with Will Anderson and Hunter. He's going to have to be that guy to keep, because last time they played, they didn't get a sack. They didn't even touch Mahomes.
They didn't get any pressures.
They didn't even touch Mahomes. And shout out to Morris. Morris played pretty good too, I believe. And but the only thing the only X factor on that line is Taylor, Mr. 15. Mr. 15 the other way. Mr. 15 the other way. But I think it's gonna be Tooney. I think Tooney's gonna be the MVP of that game. If he can contain Will Anderson, man, that's a big win for Kansas City.
A lot of people saying Hunt. A lot of people saying Hunt's gonna be MVP of this game.
Yeah, my MVP isn't gonna be a surprise. Well, it might be a surprise to some, but I think DeAndre Hopkins is gonna have a game. I think he's gonna step out of the shadows. I'm thinking a couple of touchdowns, over 100 yards receiving, get back in his old team. I think this game, in my opinion, and this playoff run means more to DeAndre Hopkins than probably as close to anyone else on the team. Now, he wanted to come to Kansas City last year. They couldn't get the deal done. He orchestrated his own trade with Kansas City, got here in October, has been terrific. But I think he's going to have one of those games where people are going to be reminded how good he is against his old team. And I think he's going to be the MVP on Saturday afternoon.
What about you, Lou? What happened? Yeah,
okay. I don't
good?
know.
There you are.
I don't know. I was looking in the video Ninja, all good. It must have been a StreamYard thing. I've like refreshed a few times. So thanks.
What you hear, Nick?
Thanks for
what
getting
you
me
hear,
back
Lou?
in there. A couple of things that I saw. Demekio Spence, CJ Stroud never played a game at Ohio State after November in cold weather. There were always bowl games and either indoors or in warm weather. So I don't know if it makes a difference, but in terms of him playing at Ohio State in cold weather, typically, like I said, usually that Michigan game when they're, that was normally the last cold weather game in November.
Yeah,
so
it was.
I don't know.
It was October 31st, the last time he played in a cold weather city.
I don't know that he can bring that with him. But again, once you're out there playing, some teams could wilt under it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not the Dolphins coming to Kansas City, but certainly Houston they're an indoor team. And even if they practice outside, I mean, how cold is it getting in Houston? So certainly advantage Chiefs. So who will be the surprise MVP on Saturday? Is that for the Chiefs?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You guys aren't going to want to hear this, but I'm going to go with number 10. It's going to be Pops.
Really?
He playoff Pops, baby.
Playoff Pops.
I think somebody had thrown up a stat earlier today. I think he's like 5th in average yards from scrimmage per game.
Over 70.
You had names like Franco, Terrell Davis, some big names. And this, all he knows is playing through the. He hasn't lost a playoff game. Averages over 75, yards from scrimmage. So hopefully he does have a good game. But I would think if there is going to be a surprise, I think it might be Pops.
Yeah, if he gets over 75 yards in this game, he will tie Emmitt Smith for 8 straight.
Emmett was the other one. Yeah.
Eight straight games, 8 straight playoff games of at least 70 yards combined rushing and receiving. I think Franco's number 1 at 10 or maybe 11. But that's remarkable, and he certainly could get that. Again, I've been down on him a little bit. He's had some time to heal. His ribs were pretty sore after that Steelers game. But in the postseason, kind of like MVS, he turns it on and makes plays. So I think, Lou, you make an excellent point.
Okay, but my surprise will be, it's going to be a guy that's a lot of people, he only played 1 snap in the preseason. It's going to be the surprise MVP, Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown will going to be cooking. I got a feeling that this is going to be a Hollywood Brown, Tyreek Hill type of game. So I feel like Hollywood Brown, on the verge. He want to go against Baltimore. I understand D-Hop. I understand Pop. I understand Joe Tooney. But this got to mean more for that man, Hollywood Brown to come out swinging. Hollywood swinging. That's what he's going to come out doing, guys. If you heard his song, that's what he's going to come out swinging. He's going to swing it for the fence. He's going to come out here. He's going to cook up Stingley. Show Stingley what
he ain't cooking no Derek Stingley. I'll tell you that. He ain't cooking no damn Derek Stingley. I'll tell you
that's
that.
What I got a feeling. My surprise. That's my surprise. I didn't know show surprise. That was my surprise. Number 5 will be cooking. Hollywood out here swinging. That's what he's gonna come out here doing.
I got you.
Versus Houston, Texas. Now, we can get to the next question. What is Spaz's game plan for CJ Stroud? Oh, straight.
Damn. Now I go first. All of a sudden, this dude here is crazy. I'm gonna say this: Spaz game plan is like just play man them up, jam them up, because like they're gonna throw different bodies at Nico Collins. It might be Williams, gonna be a lot of McDuffie, so they're gonna try to put a lot of bodies on and wear them down. I think that's the game plan for them. Everybody else for real ain't really a factor for real. I think Schultz might have a decent game. But other than that, I think once you contain Nick Collins, man, control the run. They're going to control the run and contain Nick Collins. It should be easy peasy for Spags. I don't think Spags do nothing different. Just, what I'm saying? Just man them up, stop the run. They'll be just fine.
Yeah, I think the biggest question for me is, how aggressive he is, whether he's aggressive early on or he waits a drive or two, kind of what he's done in the past. Now, in the game that they played on December 21st, they got to CJ in that first drive with that interception. But after that, they kind of went up and down the field a few times, and they were able to put points up before they kind of clamped them down in the third and fourth quarter. Obviously after the injury to Dell had a lot to do with it. But, I think for Spags, I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive earlier in the game just to put Stroud in a tough situation and to ensure that he has no confidence in winning this football game. They need to hit him. They need to do a lot of stunts. I'd like to see Karl Aftis go between the guard and the tackle instead of trying to go outside. I think that would be a wise move, and I think the Chiefs need to concentrate on sending 5 guys to go after him.
Luke, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got it.
All right. I'm frozen on this end. Okay, so I think in terms of Stroud, I think they want to try to make, just like every other game, is just try to make the other team one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. And they want to shut down the run. You're not going to let Mixon take over the game. You hope to take Nico Collins out of the game and just force Stroud to go somewhere else and find other weapons, whether it be Dalton Schultz, Xavier Hutchinson. It's not like a list of who's who in terms of offensive weapons. Exactly. So I think that's kind of the mindset going in is try to take away the run first, obviously. Nico Collins, don't let him blow up the game. However they do that, whether it's a double team or it's just Trent or whoever it happens to be, however they choose to do that. But in terms, again, of Stroud, is try to make them one-dimensional, make him have to throw the ball when he doesn't really want to, and I think good things are going to happen.
I put it like this, man. You got the crowd noise, you got the cold weather for you, and you got Spags over 21 days, right? So you're going to do what Spags do. You're going to blitz him and tell him what? Wow.
Okay.
Remember, it's SHITZ. Blitz.
Are we now angling for it? Are we angling now for a Dude Wipes sponsorship?
That's right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You put them out. You go out here. You play. You
flushable wipes.
You go at the ultimate Spags. You blitz the crap out of CJ Stroud. You get him out of here. You put him on his back multiple times. Hey, they only got one target in number 12, and they got Joe Mixon. Hey, who wants it more from the Bengals, right? At least one of the Bengals got into the playoffs, right? Joe Mixon. Hey, this other one too. P. Ryan on the Chiefs side got in the playoffs before the Bengals did. But what you do is you blitz them. You blitz the heck out of him. You get him out of here. You set him on his backside. You have him on the sideline getting his Whoopi Goldberg's hair twisted back to inside lace. So that's what I'm saying. You blitz him, man. Put him on his back. Don't let him come out here playing ball. So that's what I'm going for. Blitz, hit the crap out.
Well, there's a couple of notable. Yeah, there's a couple of notable. The Texans have elevated fullback Andrew Beck and running back J.J. Taylor, which I find interesting. They have also signed tight end Herb Smith Jr. to the active roster.
They did that last time. They still got the
wide receiver Robert Woods did not practice all week, and he's been a pretty consistent weapon for them. He was actually pretty good, I think, in the Chiefs game.
Yeah, player, reliable.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, and honestly, an X factor in this game is, remember, Patrick Mahomes was clean last time they played. He was clean. It was clean. So them tackles got to do work, because if not, it'll be a different ball game.
Okay, well,
as long as they keep them clean, they'll be good, man.
All right, what's up next?
So with that said, let's go right into let's go right. What is your 4 keys for a Chiefs victory?
That is one key each for those that are doing math. So
well, keep them clean. Keep Patrick Mahomes clean, guys. Keep them clean. You keep them clean, they win games, man. They're gonna win it. They're gonna win it.
All right. Well, my take is pretty simple. Just put the throttle down. Don't give them any opportunity to come back. Get your work done. This is a work day. This is a business trip. You go in there, you beat a team you should beat, you advance, you go to the AFC title game in your house with a chance to get the Super Bowl. Don't mess around. And so I think for me, just put the foot on the gas, go after them, demoralize them, come out with a 10 or 15 point victory, and get ready for the AFC title game a week from Sunday.
Yeah, I think I gave 3 earlier this week. First one was what I said before, is try to take away Nico Collins. Right. Number 2 was try to get the run game going and let the offensive line come downhill. So, and that ties to my surprise MVP in Pops. And then 3rd, they've been doing it. They haven't had a turnover. I don't know how many games, like 7 straight games. I mean, they're close to a record. Right. I think of it. Maybe the Patriots was like 10 in a row or something. Just crazy. But don't let go of the baby. Take care of the baby. Don't spill the baby. Whatever. Just don't turn it over. They've been creating turnovers. Win that, the turnover margin. And I think that's it, really, because Nico Collins it seems to be like the only player that could really be a problem.
Yeah, he could have 150, 175 yards if
in like 3 catches.
Yeah,
I mean, he's that kind of player, because we really didn't see. I mean, to me, I don't remember really seeing this out of him at Michigan. But he was a big dude, and it seemed like, at least at Michigan, when Harbaugh was there, it was kind of like a in the red zone jump ball type guy.
Yeah, he
didn't see this run after the catch and just uncoverable. He seems even faster now, but whatever he's done, it worked, and it got him paid. So way to go, Nico.
So what all that say? You know, I hear he said Joe Tooney, he said this guy, that guy. But it all comes down to one man only. Everybody know who I go with. It's the boogeyman. The boogeyman got to get the job done.
Did you change the head? Did you change the head?
Just don't say his name.
Did you give him helmet hair? You got to give him helmet hair.
I love it.
Don't say his name and let him come out here. Don't come in his house. Think you're going to talk and all that nonsense. You know, that CJ Stroud and them. You know, hey, this is Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick Mahomes is ready to get it done, guys. I'm telling you guys, he's ready to get it done. Hey, wrong button. But again, Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know video that was.
But again, I just said, hey, he's ready to get it
more
done.
Breaking news.
I don't know, but was it like Mitch and Matt on their show, or just like going through like all the stats that I think everybody knows, but Patrick in the divisional round just. I mean, it's just lights out. It's just ridiculous. It's not just the wins; it's the QBR. I mean, everything is like top 2 or 3, like
touchdown,
in history.
Yards, interceptions.
He's just a few touchdowns away from passing Montagna.
He's won.
Mahomes unbelievable in division round.
Yeah, he's 1 from tying and 2 from passing.
He's
super.
And then only Brady for total touchdowns in playoffs.
Man, he is super. Man.
You can't let the young kid come in here and outshine the boogeyman, because the boogeyman will be waiting. The young kid can be playing with his Power Rangers all he wants, but the boogeyman is outside the door. He's waiting. He's sitting there waiting in the house. It doesn't matter what you do. The boogeyman is right there waiting on the Texans.
Get him there.
You put him in the MVP votes. You didn't do that. Yeah, he disappeared. He's just waiting. Patrick Mahomes is waiting. He got his kids ready. He's all said and done. It don't matter. Patrick, it don't matter. Jackson, Lamar Jackson. It doesn't matter what guys come in here.
We're not there yet. Let's worry about Saturday first.
The next round, the guy will be still there waiting. CJ Stroud better be ready, because that guy coming out the house, ready for the action. Lamar Jackson doesn't matter. Josh, it doesn't matter. They all can be sitting there waiting for this guy, but Patrick Mahomes is out here waiting to take off heads. I'm trying to tell you guys, get ready for the boogeyman. It's gonna be a boogeyman.
So you're saying Patrick Mahomes is the key.
Instead of recording commercials, Hense, I think you ought to record just the Patrick boogeyman rant and then just play it every show.
Okay, all right, I will. But again, man, hey, I'm telling you, man, I'm ready for it. Hey, this is game week for me. I'm ready, man. Like I said, hey, this I'm telling you, he is ready. Let's look at him one more time, guys.
Yeah.
He don't care if all 3 of them out there. He's just sitting there waiting. He's waiting. I didn't get into the Pro Bowl. I didn't get into this. This is my house. This is my time to go around. This is my kingdom. This is my house to step into. So they all got to come back to the boogeyman. You got to knock on that door, and he will answer. So that's going to be the key to the victory for me.
with a burning house, with the burning kingdom. Come out there with the burning kingdom burning down, and you got to deal with Mahomes.
Guys.
And a reminder to everybody: the Texans have lost 7 games for you. All right, we got our picks.
Yeah, we got our picks. We got our picks in here. Well, it's gonna be some prizes in here. Everybody know what happened. With some people said, just Joe Tooney and that. But here is our picks for the show. We have Nick at 31-20. Dre at 31-24. You got me. I got 45-6 because I feel like this is gonna be a blow.
How are they only going to score 45? Hense, come on. Is Patrick only playing the first half?
He only played the first game. Then Luke got a 27-16. Mango 31-20. But Dre is saying the Chiefs
31-24. A good competitive game, a good quality game.
It'll be a good game in the first quarter, and after that, it's gonna be all Chiefs.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Chiefs. Hey, Mahomes is unbelievable, guys, in the divisional round. He is undefeated.
Did you guys see in the media availability when they were trying to ask D-Hop about the 24-0 game? You could just tell that he was just so indignant. I mean, he just said, well, I really don't like to look in the past. I'd like to look forward. And then they came like a second guy asked again.
I swear, no reporters
24-0. I was feeling pretty good, And he did have that. I don't know. They lost him. And Watson hit him with a touchdown going down the sideline. There was like no one in the picture but him. It was like, what is going on here?
That game was crazy. But shout out to Mahomes, though. Shout out to
Mahomes because like everybody said on the internet, right? Some people saying the Chiefs set this up for the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals to be out. They set it up for Lamar Jackson.
Definitely did.
Conspiracy theorists.
They said Lamar. They set it up for Lamar Jackson and Buffalo to go against together. If that's the case,
well, you know how they did that, Hense? They won 15 games. That's how they did that.
They set it up for the boogeyman house, but you go knock on the door, and that boogeyman is coming. He is coming for whoever is in his way. You can run, you can hide. The boogeyman is coming, asking for help. He is coming for president.
I don't think Joe Burrow hit. I don't think Joe Burrow hit.
Joe Burrow head is
Joe Burrow head, man.
But again, man, that was the main part of the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey, we took some time. We had some technical difficulties.
We had a few today.
Just like the Chiefs offensive line, man. As long as you got the job done.
Commenter, Dominic Cavett, who announces himself as a troller on Houston.
I've been getting on Houston fans Texans live all day talking elf.
Let's go. Welcome, man, Dominic. Hey, welcome, man. Hey, did you just like
DC?
Yeah, Dominic, where you been? We've been here for like 20. How many months, Nick?
What's that?
How many months have we been doing this? Where you been, Dominic?
We've been doing this since September.
Yeah, man.
September of 2023.
Hey, DC, embrace. Hey, DC, embrace the shit talking. DC, embrace it.
Guys, you gonna cut me out of the show tomorrow? It's all good.
What's happening? Join Hense, Dre, Mango. I think that's just a banner that's used like throughout the year. Nick, you're a special guest.
Nick, you're the guy. You're the guy, Nick.
Yes.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow.
I'm trying to avoid the honeydew list, guys.
That's right, DC.
All right,
rather than this
baby.
Bloodline, you talk shit just like I talk shit. We all talk shit. Especially with my Bengals. We all talk shit.
You and Dre can exchange some DMs there. It's @coach_Tillman.
At Coach, right you know what? @Coach, Sir Bengals.
But again, guys, I think a lot of people are learning not to just say his name, right? Not to say his name in the media. A lot of people like that, the other teams, they say, oh, Pat, Pat better be, he's going to get, he better not come and play on that bum ankle. And you see what the Houston Texans did there last time. You think they learned to not say his name?
They did learn.
I didn't hear nobody say anything about Pat all week.
Hey, when the Texans gonna learn to be quiet and let Mahomes? He's undefeated in the divisional round. When y'all gonna learn to leave Patrick Mahomes alone?
And it seems like it's guys that really don't play a ton.
Always, man.
Tim Settle Jr. Now again, hey, I honestly think when he was in his free agency, and I don't know if he went from Buffalo to Washington, or it was that free agency that the Chiefs I think had some interest, and then he went from Washington to Houston. So, all right, Tim, that's great. Let's go.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Mahomes is going to kick the Texans' butt, guys. Big blowout, man. I just feel it, man. Mahomes undefeated in the divisional round. He's going to kick tail.
Wait a second. Do you want to put those scores back up?
Yeah, man.
You picked the Texans to win.
That's all right. He doesn't know any better.
Hey, you know what, guys? Because the video Mr. Bowtie put, it changed my perspective on it. I said, what am I doing going against them?
Have you ever seen?
Have you ever been on the show before?
Have you ever seen a fence? Have you ever seen a fence that you didn't want to straddle?
Crazy, right? Crazy.
Have you ever seen a fence that you didn't want to straddle?
On that note,
pick a side, baby.
I can't because the fence is from Walmart.
So live on air, you changing your prediction, right? So what would you say the score?
I'm gonna still pick my score, but I don't understand why I picked that score anyway. It's already set in stone, fellas. It's set in stone. I can't change it now.
So the score is the same. You just picked the wrong team. Is that what you're saying now?
Something like that, Nick.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
because the boogeyman, right?
All because the boogeyman came on. I was like, wow, what? I messed up, fellas. I messed up. Mahomes ain't throwing no picks, no fumbles, man. He gonna keep his jersey clean.
I hear a deep-seated fear of commitment, Coach.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, man.
Yeah,
I just see quality. I just see quality talent. You know why, Nick? Because when I seen Tony go out there, I said they're going to start Tony, and my whole perspective changed. I was like, there you go.
Okay.
Well, for one coach respecting the other coach, so
that's right.
Switch gears.
So with that said, let's get right to our sponsors before we close out.
Yes, let's get to those.
All right,
let's go.
All right, let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Hense with the Eric Hense Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Hense. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Factor Cap.
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself, or a self-employed group or a small business family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Next up, the guys at Resell Electronics. Roll tape.
Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Noland Road at 1214A South Noland Road and down on 40 Highway Noland Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resellwithac.electronics.com.
Resell.
And now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have as part of the Chiefs Blitz family, That is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered with the Chiefs Blitzers. There you go. There you go. Woof, woof. Hey, they got a great special on the pick'em game. They're going to give you Patrick Mahomes for free. And it's a great opportunity to enjoy the game during the playoffs. 4 great games, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. We've gone through all those matchups, but definitely it's something worth checking out. And again, it's Underdog. What's that?
Before we close out, yes. I mean, we had some news from Brett Veach. Go ahead.
Yeah, Brett Veach talking about Mike Borgonzi's new job in Tennessee. Long time coming. One of the hardest working guys in the business. Tennessee made the right choice. And again, there'll be no more lopsided trades between these two AFC teams going forward. But again, congrats to Mike Borgonzi. He's been a terrific personnel guy for the Chiefs. He spent a lot of time with the scouts. He started that way, and he's moved up the ranks for the last 16 seasons. So I think this makes he and Callahan are going to make a great combination in Tennessee.
So with that said, we have a little more breaking news.
Oh, we do? All right, so let's hear it. There it is. The game preview picks have been updated.
Dre had changed his pick once again.
Where does Dre love to eat? The Waffle House.
I don't know now. I don't know.
You guys have Waffle House in that part of the world?
I don't eat Waffle House. I'm sorry.
You live at the Waffle House, man.
Yes, that's right.
I'll hop out, man.
So with that said,
guys, I am going for the Chiefs. Go Kansas City Chiefs, man, on this record-breaking night Saturday. He could tie Joe Montana. I think it surpassed the tie Joe Montana.
He will. With a win, he will have what, 17?
60, 15 and 3. So 16 wins. I think he would tie Montana in wins. He needs one touchdown
Chiefs.
Pass to tie him all time. And
It's
of course,
incredible.
Brady has more than anybody because he played in 100
Brady
games,
is phenomenal. But
Go
Chiefs.
Got to start somewhere. Just think 6 years ago at this time, we didn't know what to expect from Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
The fact that he's still under 30 years old.
He's 29 years
guys,
old.
you know what? I think I have an awakening now. I think I'm a Chiefs fan until they play Lamar Jackson.
So with that said, guys,
Get that chance.
we'll see you guys tomorrow on the pregame show.
Pass me the syrup, Coach.
And don't forget at halftime. Don't forget at halftime to join us on Twitter on Chiefs Blitz for the halftime Twitter Spaces as well.
Yes.
So
hey, thanks to all the Chiefs Blitzers on Twitter. 8,200. We appreciate breaking that mark. So we appreciate popularity. Please subscribe to this channel. We spend a lot of time presenting these shows 3 days a week, bonus ones during the postseason. And love for you to subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. And of course, if you want to be a premium member, you can throw a few bucks our way on a monthly basis. We would appreciate that very well. So very much.
With that said, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Let's go.